This is the Samsung Galaxy M31s. Starting at 19,500 rupees, it sports an Infinity O display, a single-take camera feature, both of which are a first for the Galaxy M series. And is it a worthy successor to the Galaxy M31? And what about the higher pricing? I answer that and a lot of other questions in just a moment. Hi, I am Aditya Shenoy. You're watching Gadgets 360 and this is the full review of the Galaxy M31s. But before I go ahead, be sure to subscribe to the Gadgets 360 YouTube channel and click that bell icon so that you're the first to know when we have a new video. The Samsung Galaxy M31s has a somewhat new design that makes it stand out compared to its sibling in the Galaxy M series. It gets the Infinity O display with a hole punch embedded camera centered at the top. The bezel size is acceptable for the price, but a few people may find the camera hole in the center a little distracting. Now, the AMOLED display itself spans 6.5 inches. It is a crisp panel with good viewing angles and gets bright enough outdoors. Moving on, this phone too has a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is kind of becoming the norm these days. The phone has a glass-stick back, which is basically a glossy finish that mimics glass. Mind you, it's a complete fingerprint magnet, but you know what, I like the look overall. Let's talk specs now. Samsung has tried to keep the pot boiling with an Exynos 9611 powering this thing, but I'm a bit disappointed since I was expecting something newer and more powerful. It is paired with 6GB and 8GB RAM options, but the storage remains constant at 128GB. You can take the storage up to 512GB using a microSD card. Since I have used this processor in a few other smartphones, I had a fair idea of its performance, so the Galaxy M31s did not surprise me. I did not encounter lag or stutter while going through the menus and using the default apps. I had the 6GB RAM variant and it could multitask between different apps easily. However, loading heavy apps took longer than usual. In my PUBG mobile test, the game defaulted to the high preset with graphics set to HD and frame rate set to high. I could play the game with these settings without any stutter. The device did get warm to the touch after playing for 20 minutes. In terms of software, the Galaxy M31s runs One UI 2.1 on top of Android 10. It's the standard Samsung affair. It comes pre-installed with some apps and you also get the Galaxy App Store. One of the major highlights of this smartphone is its battery. It is backed by a 6000 mAh battery, which is crazy good. I could manage to squeeze 2 full days without having to charge the phone. And the charger too is pretty good. It's a 25-watt charger and it takes about an hour and a half to charge this mammoth of a battery. Coming to the cameras, the Samsung Galaxy M31s sports a quad camera setup. The 64-megapixel primary camera accompanied by an ultra-wide, a macro and a depth sensor. In daylight, the phone is quick to meter light correctly and the AI can detect scenes quickly. Daylight shots were sharp and had adequate detail. The wide-angle camera offers a wider field of view, but there is distortion and photos are warped at the edges. The resolution is high enough that you can crop into these shots, but the level of details is lower. Close-ups had good detail and the phone can manage a soft bokeh effect of the background, which looks nice. The macro camera does let you get quite close to a subject, but it did not manage to capture colors very well. In low light, the Galaxy M31s managed decent shots and kept noise in check. The wide-angle camera did not perform that well. Shooting photos in night mode resulted in some cropping. The output isn't drastically brighter, but it does have slightly better detail. One thing to note here is that the Galaxy M31s comes with the single-take feature, which delivers a wide variety of output, including photos with the pre-applied filter, as well as hyperlapse and boomerang video effects. After hitting the shutter button, the phone records for about 15 seconds and offers multiple options, including the best shot, some filters, smart crop, hyperlapse, boomerang, and the original video. For selfies, you have a 32-megapixel camera. You get good detail in daylight, but you need to keep it steady after hitting the shutter button for a crisp shot. Low light selfies did not offer the same kind of detail. Video recording tops out at 4K with the primary camera as well as the selfie shooter. There is stabilization for video, but we noticed there is a shimmer effect in the output at 4K, while 1080p footage was better. In low light, I noticed a shimmer in the output at both resolutions. Samsung's Galaxy M series is consistently popular and the company has been launching new models into the market quite rapidly. The Galaxy M31s is the successor to the Galaxy M31 and gets a fresh look, the new Infinity O AMOLED display and faster charging with a higher capacity bundled charger. It retains the same 6000 mAh battery and an aging processor though, which could stop buyers from putting their money down. The camera performance is very similar to that of the Galaxy M31. If battery life is your primary concern, then there are very few smartphones that come close to the Galaxy M31s. However, you can save yourself some money by going for the Galaxy M31 instead if you don't really care about the dewdrop notch, that is. But if you want more value at this particular price point, then the Motorola One Fusion Plus and the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max are worthy alternatives. And that was my full review of the Galaxy M31s. Now what do you think about this particular smartphone? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, for all things tech, stay tuned to Gadgets360.com.